Hi everyone, this is just a short video to share OpenAI's new feature around image generation in GPT-4o. So this is great news, I think, for those of us involved in developing and creating educational content. Previously, I felt with images we were a little bit restricted in terms of either paying for and accessing stock imagery or utilizing Google image search and being at risk of infringing copyright, and also having content that maybe contextually wasn't representing fully what we wanted. So what we can do now with this tool is generate imagery with readable text in the imagery that we can utilize for our needs. And as a quick demonstration, what I'll do is something that I'm always looking for is a good representation of Bloom's taxonomy. So I'm always talking about development of learning outcomes and how Bloom's can be a useful tool to support that approach. But when I come to search for a good representation, I'm always presented with this kind of pyramid approach, which I don't particularly like because it kind of infers like a linear approach, and that lower order outcomes are not as important as higher order outcomes. So anyway, it doesn't really represent what I want. So what can I do with this tool that maybe gets a better representation? So I'm going to prompt it. Like anything with chat and any of the other AI tools, the results are only as good as the prompts that we give them. So I'm going to start here with create a vector image. Vector images are something that I find is very clean and a lot clearer. I could choose a different style, could choose anime if it's relevant, or other kind of forms of imagery. So that's something to consider. But I'm going to go with a vector image of Bloom's revised taxonomy. Don't want the old taxonomy, want the revised taxonomy. As I mentioned, I don't want it to be represented in the pyramid way, and I want the tool to provide examples of action verbs in relation to each category. So let's hit that and see what happens. Okay, it's not a bad representation. It's something I could certainly work with, but I think I'll just further prompt it to give me something a little bit closer to what I was expecting. So I'm going to say add more action verbs in an extra column with suggested ways to assess each Bloom's level. Let's see what this comes up with. Okay, so this is looking much better and much more like something that I was hoping for. I'm just going to slightly prompt it again just to switch the order around a little bit. And I think this final version will be something that I can use. Okay, so I think this is looking quite good. It's given me something that I would definitely be able to use. I might do a little bit more prompting just to kind of tweak it a little bit further. But in the space of around 5 minutes, I've got a visual, an infographic that I can definitely use, if not straight away as a placeholder, with a bit more kind of tweaking and further development. And it's visualizing something that is very kind of contextually appropriate for my audience. So what do you think? Is this a useful tool? How will you be using it? Like I said, there's different image styles that can be used. From what I can see, you can also add existing images and ask the style to be changed or images to be mashed together. You can ask for transparent backgrounds, which is useful. And I think the only question I've got here is, okay, if I save that, okay, so it's a decent size, decent resolution, and I can definitely use that, for multiple things. So that's a quick demonstration, but let me know how you might use this. And if you want to share some examples also, that would be great to see.